Teacher noticed girl's strange behavior, found a note in her backpack. Ms. Carter had taught 6th grade for over 15 years. She knew when a student was just shy and when something was wrong. Emily Jensen sat in the 3rd row, 2nd seat, always quiet, always alone. She hadn't spoken since the semester began. No friends. No eye contact. Just the same routine. Walk in, sit down, stare at the clock. At first, Ms. Carter thought it was adjustment anxiety. Emily had transferred from out of state after a family situation. But there were little things. Like the way Emily flinched at the sound of keys. Or how she never let go of her backpack, even during lunch. And then there were the drawings. One day, Ms. Carter handed out a worksheet, draw your happy place. Kids sketched parks, beaches, video games. Emily turned hers in last. No name. No color. Just a charcoal drawing of a door bolted, heavy, with what looked like scratch marks underneath. And in the corner, written so faint it almost disappeared. He said not to tell. Ms. Carter felt a chill crawl across her spine. She asked Emily about it. The girl didn't speak. Just hugged her backpack tighter and turned her face away. Later that week, during recess, Emily left her backpack under her chair just for a second. Ms. Carter hesitated, then unzipped the front pocket. Inside was a single folded piece of lined paper, yellowed and creased like it had been read 100 times. She opened it. It wasn't written in a child's handwriting. It was jagged, full of crossed-out words and shaky lines. If you're reading this, I'm sorry. Don't go to the basement. He's still there. She won't stay quiet much longer. There was no name. No explanation. Only a smudge at the bottom as if someone had touched it with wet fingers. Ms. Carter went to the front office. Can I see Emily Jensen's file? She asked the secretary. The woman looked confused. Jensen? We don't have a Jensen enrolled this term. Ms. Carter insisted. Together, they searched. There was no Emily Jensen. No transfer paperwork. No parent contact listed. The secretary frowned. You sure you're not thinking of Emma Jackson? She's in room 203. No, Ms. Carter said quietly. Emily sits in my class. Every day. That night, Ms. Carter couldn't sleep. She went back through her roll sheet. Emily's name wasn't there. But she could see her face. The next morning, Emily didn't show up. Neither did her backpack. Only the drawing was left neatly placed on Ms. Carter's desk. The door. The scratches. But now, there were eyes under the door. And behind them, a shadowed figure holding something keys. That afternoon, after classes ended, Ms. Carter followed a hallway most teachers ignored. Down to the old basement, where unused supplies and forgotten desks gathered dust. The door was locked. But something inside was humming. She turned the handle with her school key. It opened. The air was cold, heavy. Cobwebs lined the ceiling. The light flickered. And there, in the back corner, a pile of old backpacks. One of them was Emily's. Inside, another note. I tried to stay quiet. But she knows now. She remembers. And below that, a Polaroid. Ms. Carter's classroom taken from behind the desk. Every student in their seat. Except Emily. She wasn't there. Ms. Carter brought the photo to the school board. They dismissed her concerns. Called it stress. But she couldn't let it go. She requested historical records from the district. Buried in an archived report from 1998. Local teacher arrested for locking stepdaughter in school basement for months. Child later died from exposure. Teacher claimed she was protecting the class. Victim's name, Emily Jensen. Ms. Carter stared at the photo again. Emily had been sitting in the 3rd row until she looked closer. The figure in the seat was blurry. Almost see-through. The following week, Ms. Carter returned to the basement alone. She brought a flashlight and the original drawing. She whispered, Emily, I'm listening now. A breeze swept past her underground. And a whisper echoed in the dark. He locked me away. So I wouldn't speak. A board creaked. The light dimmed. And in the beam of her flashlight, a small figure appeared, shoulders slumped, eyes hollow, holding a torn corner of the first note. Ms. Carter knelt down. You don't have to be quiet anymore. Emily blinked. then vanished. But the next day, her name was back on the class roll just for a second. Row 3. Second seat. Months passed. The school year ended. No one ever saw Emily again. But her desk remained untouched. On the final day of school, Miss Carter found a drawing taped under it. Not a door this time. A window wide open, sunlight streaming in. And beside it, the same handwriting. "Thank you for seeing me." She looked out the classroom window where kids were laughing, playing. And for a moment, just a moment, she saw Emily, standing in the light, smiling.